Hi, this is Alfred Angelo. Thanks very much for your call. I'm grateful for the opportunity to provide you with information about selling your business and help you choose a business broker. I'm the UK and European senior partner of the private equity firm National Diversified Funding Corporation. The firm have been in the mergers and acquisition business for over 40 years, and in that time, we've learned that selling a business is the subject of much confusion. In fact, people have so many misconceptions about selling a business that I decided to offer this business seller education message. So when you select selling a business agent or business broker, you can make an informed, intelligent decision. In just a moment, I'll share with you 5 costly misconceptions about selling a business. Plus, I'll offer 10 questions you should ask a business broker before you invite him into your business. Just as a side note, as I give you this information, I want you to keep in mind you can get your business sold for a higher price without a business broker and keep a lot more of your money in your pocket. But after completing in excess of 3,500 acquisitions, we understand that hiring a business broker is the route most business owners choose to take, even though it is not the most profitable one. Now here's misconception number 1. All business brokers are qualified and experienced to help you sell your business. A business broker is essentially a salesperson for your business. It is their job to package the image of your business so it can be displayed in the marketplace, and then to screen and sort suitable prospects who then identify themselves as serious buyers. Having a lot of accreditations and certificates can be nice for the ego, but it is not going to prove the broker can do this main job well. This is why a broker with a proven track record is more useful to you. They have actually proven themselves in the real world. Misconception number 2. Your broker is genuinely interested in selling your business. It is good practice to keep in mind you are most likely the only person in the transaction of selling your business who feels the most amount of passion toward your business. Your broker will more than likely have a few listings on their books at the same time, and each of these listings will represent a certain amount of money to the broker. The broker's desire for your business will more than likely increase when a potential buyer is located. In other words, a broker is more likely to fall in love with your business when they are more likely to receive their commission check. Misconception number 3. All brokers will promote your business the same. The likelihood of your business being able to sell through a broker is highly dependent on the marketing skill level of your broker, and each broker is going to have a different skill level based on the marketing staff at their firm. Misconception number 4. All brokers screen their prospects. Assuming all brokers screen their prospects can cost you time and money. A good rule of thumb is to ask the broker what their definition of a prospect is. The answer they give you might surprise you, and will give you an idea of how the broker qualifies a prospect. The key thing to realize is there is a process to the business sale transaction. How well does your broker understand this process? Misconception number 5. A broker with a lot of listings is a good sign. Just because a broker is busy does not mean that they are necessarily effective at what they do. This takes us back to the track record of the broker. The deals they have done will give you a good indication of their efficiency and effectiveness with doing deals. As a seller of a business, it is important for you to understand the motivations of all the parties involved in the business selling transaction. This means the lawyers, accountants and brokers, and even the buyers. A good example of these people and their motivations and how they measure the success of what they do is probably the best place to start with deciding who should be on your team helping you to sell your business. Here is a list of 10 things sellers should ask their brokers while interviewing them. Yes, you heard right, you should be interviewing your brokers because they are essentially working for you. When thinking about this interview process, it is important to keep in mind 20% of businesses that get listed on the market never sell. So you need to think carefully about using a broker based on price alone rather than results, or you risk not getting your business sold with this method. The first questions actually get straight to the point, their track record. Question 1. How many deals have they completed? We all know results matter and sales matter. This means a good broker in a typical city should be doing at least 10 transactions a year. If the brokers tell you their numbers are small because they do multi-million gold bar sized transactions, they are probably not the broker you are looking for. You want someone who's going to bat for you, not a professional on an ego trip. It is highly likely that they are lying about the deals they do. This is not how a brokerage business is run, and it is not how the brokers in the trade actually measure each other. So you want to get a rundown of how many deals they have done in a year, how many they did last year, how many they have done over 6 months, how many are they listing at any given time. These are measurements which will give you a baseline as you interview several brokers and give you an idea of who is active and who is not. The second question is, do they co-broker? Here is a sad statistic. 90% of brokers actually do not co-broker, and in some countries it is mandatory practice from governing bodies. It is a good idea to check this out for brokers in your city. Here's the reason why. Brokers who do not co-broker are actually doing you a disservice, because this means they only have access to a small group of buyers, their buyers. This means you are therefore not getting the full market rate and proper exposure to the marketplace. A broker's job should be to create competition. If the broker you use is not co-brokering, then your business stands a good chance of being in the 20% category of businesses which fail to sell. The third question is, how much money do you spend on marketing a business? Marketing is the vehicle which will get your business displayed properly and prominently in the marketplace. You will want to pick a broker who is not only putting on average more money behind a listing, you also want to get an idea of where the listings are being placed. In other words, how the money is being spent. Fourth question, do you have a specialty field? There are a lot of brokers who consider themselves specialists, most likely because they may have a history of doing a higher proportion of deals in a few key industry areas, but it pays to not put too much weight on this factor. The specialty you should be looking out for is the broker's ability to get the deals done, to negotiate, to understand the variables which will pop up during the transaction, and they will also be keeping their eyes out for irregularities and anomalies in the deal. Question 5. How big is the brokerage firm? There are at least 3 types of brokerage firms you will see while on your travels. You may find a franchise outfit, and then a big business 100 broker company owned division, or the local level, independent owned brokerage firm. It really comes down to the capacity of the firm. The independent brokerage firm will probably have the capacity to do a deal a month, but will most likely work harder once they have their teeth into the deal, because this represents the monthly meal ticket. It pays to realise the amount of time and energy going into marketing the listing, doing the analysis and preparing paperwork to really get a feel for what goes into a typical listing. Larger firms usually have the support staff to take care of the back office work, so the main brokers are able to take on more listings. Question 6. Can you show me examples of data which prove the valuation you estimate my business to be worth? You would be advised to be wary of a broker who comes into your business and gives you an initial valuation based on few facts. A broker worth their salt will have access to multiple listing data, giving them a good idea of what businesses of your business type and size sell for. They should be able to give you evidence of sold business prices and data on relevant multiples so that you know where you sit in the marketplace. If your broker is not forthcoming with this data, then it is best to not work with this broker. Question 7. Will you have to do owner financing? Another way of asking this is, will you have to be a flexible seller and carry debt to increase your chances of a transaction? Well, there is a strong possibility you will have to do the deal based on an owner financing arrangement. This is because since 2009, banks have been less liberal with their lending practices. Nowadays, if the business being bought has anything less than squeaky clean audited accounts and sales projections do not look super strong, banks are looking the other way, which is leaving a lot of sellers, at least 80%, holding the paper for their business through owner financing. In a lot of cases, it is normal for 30 to 40% of the transaction to be held by the seller for 3 to 5 years, prime plus 2 points. Question 8. How long does it typically take you to sell a business? The industry standard is roughly 12 months. Is this surprising? Well, the reason it takes 12 months is because most businesses are generally overpriced, and this is why a proper initial evaluation of the buyers and the brokers is key to having a realistic position. So even though the average is 12 months, a good evaluation of the broker, your business and the potential buyers will boil down this time to 6 months. Plus, it is wise to take into account sales may be seasonal, so ebbs and flows is normal. However, the next question helps to counter these limitations. Question 9. How are you going to market my business? This is your opportunity to find out how many sites the broker is actually on, where the listings are going to be placed, whether the media and the marketing is a good match for the buyers who use the sites and the forms of media. And then do your own research to see how much it actually costs, just in case it would be a lot cheaper to do it yourself, or to see whether the rates they are quoting you are accurate. And then finally, The last question, what is your commission? This is the least important question because business brokers should not be taking their fees up front. The transaction should be success-based. If they are not success-based, this means they are passing the risk in listing the transaction over to you, and they are probably not worth betting on. Right now, as of producing this report, the low end of compensation is kicking around the £5,000 on the low end to £30,000 on the upper end for a transaction. However, just remember the old adage of buying based on price. You get what you pay for, so do not always work with a broker based on price. At National Diversified Funding Corporation, we believe that the right strategic growth plan in place, you can actually do a better job of selling your business without the need for a business broker and keep more cash in your pocket. However, if you insist on using one, here's my last recommendation. Once you're satisfied that you're working with an honest, competent professional, invite him into your business and ask for a specific, impartial business valuation in writing. A written, impartial business valuation gives you the assurance that you know exactly what the transaction job will cost. No surprises. By following these questions for a broker and this recommendation, you'll gain all the information you need to make an informed, intelligent decision. If you want a business broker, many companies in the phone book and on the internet can help you. Or you can build a great team around you and do a better job yourself. Our firm can even help you build this team who will work with you, preparing your business for a higher paying strategic buyer, so I invite you to call me. I'll be happy to answer your questions, provide you a cost estimate over the telephone, or come into your business and give you a free, written, impartial business valuation, without obligation of any kind. To reach me, just leave your name and number after this message and I'll be glad to return your call. Here's one last point. I know that many business owners are skeptical about results which can be achieved when selling a business. Before I got into the business, I was skeptical too, so in addition to dedicating my business to business owner education, I do one more thing as well. I guarantee my work and the work of my firm. That's right, I fully guarantee every business growth and selling job we do. If you aren't happy with our work, we'll re-evaluate and redo all the systems, processes and procedures for free. And if you still aren't pleased, you pay nothing, not one penny. What could be more fair? As a matter of fact, add this question to the list. Question number 11. Do you guarantee your work? Not all companies do, and it's important that you have this information before you make your decision. Thanks very much for listening. I hope you found this business owner message helpful. If you have questions or comments, or you'd like to schedule a free, in-business, impartial business valuation, please leave your name and telephone number after the tone and I'll return your call promptly. On behalf of National Diversified Funding Corporation, I thank you for your attention. This is Alfred Angelo.